You know, I have been asked repeatedly from people, why do you talk so much about drugs and why do you talk so much about the dangers of alcohol? Because there's people dying and leaving this world because of drug related issues. From 2013 into 2014 this year, there's been hundreds of drug related deaths right here in our community in London, Corbin, Manchester, Barberville, Whitley County, all of it. All this little surrounding area, there's been about 100 or more deaths related to drugs.
Oh yeah, I've got friends that shot themselves. I got friends doing life in prison, and thank God that He provided a way for me out before I got to that point.
Thank God.
So
Tell the people how dangerous these drugs are. They're not just danger to you, they're danger to everyone around you. You think, well, you know, I'm blown away. I don't even know I'm in the world, but I'm going to get behind the wheel of this car and drive down 25 or get on the interstate and people all around me.
oh yeah, from my own personal experience, I've went weeks and not go to sleep from being on meth, and then get in a vehicle and drive. I've had several different occasions. You know, once I fell asleep, ran across the road and hit a sign and woke up. You know, and thank God there wasn't nobody there. You know, I drove home, and I've been arrested for DUI. You know, and different charges. You know, drug paraphernalia and this and that. And not only does it affect me, but everybody I get on the road with. You know, affects my neighbors. You know, thank God. I was thinking this morning when I drove over here, I passed my neighbor, and he's an old farmer, and he was out there putting up a gate. And today we have a good relationship.
Thank God.
There was one time when I was on drugs that I didn't have a good relationship. He didn't care if I stopped there or not. You know, and today, you know, I was able to stop there and, you know, talk to him before I came over here, and I thought, man, that's a gift. You know, I get along with my neighbors today.
Thank God. And you know, Brother Chris, so many lives has been devastated because of drugs. It leads to other things like robberies and break-ins and home invasions, just anything so I get some money to buy some more drugs and get out and get my high. And, you know, people's lost their lives for that, you know, stealing copper or whatever it takes just to get that money to buy them drugs.
Oh yeah. I know this is not funny, but it's a good thing. Over the few years I've been clean, I've been able to go out into the community and make amends to people.
Right.
And there was a store owner I used to go in, and I used to shoplift a lot of different items out of that store. And he never had no idea, but you know that was laid upon my heart when I got saved. And what happened was I went back in there and I seen him after a few years after I'd been saved and in recovery, and I talked to him and he said, you know, I had no idea. He said, I knew you was having problems, but I didn't know you was stealing out of my store. And I made financial amends to him, you know. And now I walk in that store every day, you know, and he sees me as a different person, you know.
That's a testimony, Chris. I mean, and a lot more people need that same testimony today. I used to be on drugs, or I used to do that, but now look where God has brought me from. Look what the Lord Jesus has done for me in my life and changed my life. And, you know, I thank God for a testimony like that. But people don't realize this is the life that you're living right now. You won't get to come back later on and get a second chance and do it all over again. Right now is your day. Today is your day. You know, we've all made mistakes in our life, but we can rectify those mistakes and do another thing, go another direction. And now's the time to do it while you're still alive and able to do it.
Oh yeah, listen, when I was 34 years old, and I looked up one day and I said, this ain't where I wanted to be. You know, I had no contact with my son. I'd been through 2 marriages, and I was sitting there unemployable. I'd lost a good job of almost 7 years, and I'd overdosed, and there I was at 34 years old. You know, I was thinking this ain't where I wanted to be. And through that simple prayer, I shot up that day. You know, if there is a God, I need some help. And I'm 41 years old today. I have a relationship with my son, a good relationship with my son. Of course, he's, you know, just came out of his teenage years, and we don't see eye to eye on things, but, you know, any father and son. I'm going to school today. I'm in college. I'm trying to do something different with my life. And, you know, just everything that I thought that couldn't be restored, that was broken, you know, God has restored that. The relationship with my son, the job, the relationship with God himself, all the things I've done in the past. I've been able to make amends to people in the community and just this right here is a minister of the community, being able to sit here and testify, what God has done for me.
Well, drugs has always been around throughout all the time, but it seems like the last few years it's on a rampage. It's become rampant. You didn't hear about drugs as you do now back in the 80s. They was around, but there wasn't no such thing as meth and all this heroin and all these other drugs that they come up with, bath salts and different things like that. You didn't see people out just walking in the streets like zombies, in other words. It's getting worse and worse and worse, and every day you see people going to jail, drug roundups, people's lives being destroyed, people getting their kids took away from them, social services getting involved. It's just an epidemic, and we have the power to stop this.
Well, yeah, I've been taught, and a lot of people debate this or whatever, talk about it. If you really look at it more like a disease, and it spreads and it kills.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at it in that form, it's really vicious. It's a vicious cycle that people get caught up in. But there is help, and there's a way to get out of it. Listen, I know a lot of people wonder why I continue to be involved in support groups, and a lot of people say you've been saved and you've been set free, and yes, I agree with that. But I also agree with there's a new way to live, and I need to find that through some people that used to live the way I used to live.
Right.
Because some identification I'm not going to find sitting in Sunday school. I need to find that through some people, and I have a large support group, a connection of people that I do still communicate with, and I think of those people closer than family, because there's things I'll share with them that they understand that someone else may not.
Right. Well, you see, it helps you to help others.
Oh, yeah. I spend various days of the week. There's young men that I try to help, and listen, they help me also. They also help me, and it is an epidemic, and it continues to get worse. And